Olevels English Language 1123, Paper 2. This is your writing paper and is of 2 hours. There are two sections, Section A, Section B. There is one question in Section A. Section B has a choice. You have to do one question from this section. The total marks for this paper are 50. All questions carry equal marks. Section A is directed writing. You will be required to write either a speech or an article or a letter. This question carries 25 marks. This video will explain how to write an effective article in your O-Levels English language paper. An article is a piece of writing written for a larger audience to educate them on a topic. You will be given two texts. You will then evaluate the ideas and opinions in both texts and then base your article on what you have read. Let's have a look at the basic steps of article writing. The first step is the title or the hook. If your title is catchy, the reader will continue to read further on, so make sure it conveys what the article is about in an interesting way. To start working on your title, you must know why you're writing, who is the audience, and what they need. You may start with words like how, what, why, how to get rich. You may add numbers to your title, how to get rich in 20 days. People are always looking for solutions, tips, tricks, validation, guidance. Use power words like guide, tips, solve in your title. How to get rid of pain in 10 days. How to never fail again. Why people never succeed. The path to happiness. Such titles are a magnet for the reader, attracting them to read your article. Right under the title comes the byline, the line naming the writer of an article. Here you will write your name. Then comes the introduction. This is the dramatic opening of the article. It is better to begin with a question which tempts the reader. Following it will be a short introduction to your topic. When we read an article or an essay, we come across questions that make us stop and think. They create an effect on us. Are these questions asking for an answer? Rhetorical questions are asked for reasons other than getting an answer, such as presenting an opinion, persuading the audience, or to make a point. What is a world without trees? Don't we all have a right to breathe? When will we wake up? Isn't this something to think about? These are the kind of rhetorical questions we come across in essays and articles. These are mostly used in argumentative or persuasive writing. They are also used in article writing to create a dramatic effect. So, a question will only be rhetorical if it has an effect on the reader. They are a kind of figurative language. Then comes the body, which can be divided into three paragraphs. This carries the discussion and the main content points as given in the question. The last paragraph is the conclusion. Here, you will restate the main points without repetition, summarizing the discussion in a logical way, reminding the reader of the purpose of the article. You may add a rhetorical question to point to the future, suggest a solution, and leave an impact on the reader. In your exam question, you will be given a passage to read for imaginative ideas and then write an article on the given topic. This means you will extract points from the given passage and then structure them according to your own ideas and add to the body of your article. Let's have a look at the question first and then we'll read the given passage. Question 1. Write a magazine article for young people about the advantages and disadvantages of traveling to other countries. In your article, you should evaluate the ideas and opinions in both texts. Give your own views based on what you have read in the text about the advantages and disadvantages of traveling to other countries. Base your article on what you have read in both texts, but be careful to use your own words. Address both of the bullet points. Begin your article with a suitable headline. Write about 250 to 350 words. Up to 10 marks are available for the content of your answer and up to 15 marks for the quality of your writing. The question carries 25 marks. Before you read the text, you must highlight what is being asked in the question. It's a magazine article for young people. So your audience is young people. You need to write about the advantages and disadvantages of traveling to other countries. This means that your article must carry equal proportion of advantages and disadvantages. You need to evaluate the ideas and opinions. The word evaluate means to judge or calculate the quality, importance, amount, or value of something. As you read the text, you will underline the points carrying the advantages and disadvantages and then give your opinion on those points. You need to follow a word count of 250 to 350 words. Your introduction and conclusion paragraphs will carry the least word count. The three paragraphs of the body of your article will carry the maximum word count. Text A by Amira, 42 years. I've never understood why people are so keen to travel to other countries when there is so much to see in their native lands. Very few of us really know our own countries, preferring instead to hop on a fuel guzzling aeroplane and travel thousands of miles to far flung lands for our vacations. And what greets us when we land? Paying ridiculously high prices to enter crowded tourist attractions and then getting ripped off in restaurants by paying twice as much as locals for the same food. I believe in the staycation, taking a holiday closer to home. What better way to understand your own country's history and traditions than by holidaying there and seeing them for yourself? It's eco friendly, and even more so if you don't use a car, why not try a combination of public transport, cycling, and even walking? If you're on a low budget, stay with friends and family. It's so easy for us to get bored and fail to appreciate where we live. Think about all the beautiful and interesting places you haven't seen that are within easy reach. How many of us can claim that we really know where we come from? Having a holiday with trips to historical sites and landmarks of interest will allow you to gain knowledge about your own culture. So go on, have a great vacation, and reduce your carbon footprint at the same time. Text B. Leaping 23 years. It's human nature to want to see and try new things. For young people, traveling to other countries opens their eyes to how fascinating and varied the world is. Traveling is educational. You can practice a language, learn about different cultures and attitudes, try new and exotic foods. Be brave and step outside your comfort zone. I went traveling after my A levels, and I can honestly say it changed me as a person. I had to live on a really tight budget, but had opportunities to do amazing things and see places that were breathtakingly beautiful. I also made lots of new friends along the way from different countries. We learned so much from each other, mostly that we had far more similarities than differences. Traveling made me realize I had been too caught up with owning all the right stuff, and in reality, my needs were very simple. I now spend my money on experiences, not things. Traveling taught me that you don't have to pay to watch a sunset, enjoy great company, or hike through a forest, and you can survive with what you can carry on your back. It made me grow up and helped me become a much nicer person as well. I'd advise all young people to get out and see the world. It's smaller than you think. Once you have underlined all the important points, you will start working on the article. Begin with the title. You may at this point leave this place empty to fill it up with the catchy title later on. Under the title, write your name. Then begin writing an introduction to your article. Here's an appropriate introduction to the topic. Traveling is an enriching experience and provides profound understanding of various cultures. Like any other adventure, this also has advantages and disadvantages. This article guides young people to make informed decisions in international traveling. The introduction is covering the main concept of the article, that is traveling. It is also highlighting what the article is about, advantages and disadvantages. It is also targeting the audience as required in the question that your article must address young people. There is use of appropriate vocabulary. Don't forget there are separate marks for the quality of your writing. Now, to write the body paragraphs, you must remember the bullet points. Evaluate the ideas and opinions in both texts. So, our first body paragraph will extract all the points in favor of international travel for young people, as that is the dominant idea of the topic. Young people have an urge to explore new places. It excites them to venture out to new destinations and experience global diversity. Meeting people from different cultures and learning their attitudes, languages, and foods induces modesty and a larger than life perspective. Furthermore, you might be lucky to forge genuine lifelong friendships while you explore breathtaking landscapes and historical sites. Our second body paragraph will cover the second text, which in this case is based on criticism. Don't forget, the tone of your writing must not drift to extremes. You do not intend to disrespect opinions. Along with this growing trend, there is massive criticism on young people for not prioritizing domestic travel over international destinations. They believe young people are underestimating the beauty of their own country and ignoring the nuances of their own culture and heritage. They consider such ventures a waste of money, which they can use to strengthen their own economy. There is also criticism on the impact of air travel on the environment. They suggest traveling within one's own country is eco friendly, especially if it is a nearby staycation or visiting places. Here we have the first bullet point covered. The second bullet point is asking you to give your own views based on what you have read about the advantages and disadvantages of traveling to other countries. Here, it is important to select your words carefully without repeating the points, as you will be giving your opinion on the already mentioned points. Once you're done with the bullet points, you will conclude your article. The conclusion paragraph may begin with words such as to conclude. Here, you may give your opinion followed by a suggestion. To conclude, I would consider both sides of the coin. Young people must plan according to the advantages while mitigating, that is, lessening the severity of something, the challenges. The decision to travel abroad remains a personal one. Valid criticism must be considered, but not at the cost of overshadowing well founded reasons. This is an effective piece of article covering all directions in the question. There is an introduction, bullet points are covered, an appropriate conclusion ends the article. There is use of good vocabulary, not to forget the use of intensifiers such as furthermore, along with, etc. To improve your vocabulary, you must read articles, newspapers, and books.